Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is, of course, WCS EU Challenger Qualifier number 2 for Season 2. We're in game 1 of a best of 3 here, and spawning in the top right-hand position as the blue Protoss player. He represents Fnatic. It's Harstem. And to the lower right, his opponent, representing Fox, we have Kiwi. So, a good little bit of Kiwi v Harstem coming up. Kiwi's someone that, to my knowledge, I don't believe I have cast before. Harstem, however, is someone I have cast many times. I cast him this weekend, actually, at a LAN event in the UK, where he took home £1,250 of prize money when he took first place over Team Dignitas's Tefl 3-1. So, that was pretty awesome for Harstem. He was very happy about that. And yeah. Hopefully going to be getting a qualification spot in WCS EU Season 2 now. Harstem definitely played yesterday. I can't remember off the top of my head who was able to knock him out. I'd have to take a look at the brackets, but in game that's hard to do. So just keeping an eye on what these two are doing at the moment. Remember that this is, of course, a best of 3. It is, though, also PvP. PvP is ridiculously tense because while there aren't build order losses, there's bad build orders against some things, which can make things rather stressful. If we do get into the late game, though, we're in for a treat because while lasers may not be everyone's cup of tea, hell, there is some awesome things that they can do, and especially the Colossi v Tempest kind of compositions, it's always really exciting to watch. In terms of openings, we do have from Kiwi now, him going up into 6 probes in gas. Meanwhile, Harstem is up at 4. I'm a very happy man right now because my girlfriend just delivered a big fresh cup of tea right in front of my face, which is fantastic. So she's very awesome. Powering StarCraft 2 and esports single-handedly. Probe now, coming in to scout for Kiwi. This is his second scout in. He already knew that a second gate was on its way. Harstem chrono boosting the warp gate tech. Really important to know about that sort of thing, where the chrono boosts are being spent. Kiwi's going to be a long way down in that warp gate tech timing. Harstem, keeping an eye if he's going to spend the second chrono boost there. Has got enough energy for it, so I'm just waiting to see where it goes. Actually going on both gateways to get a couple of additional stalkers out. This is a very aggressive play coming from Harstem. Meanwhile, Kiwi, knowing that there's some problems, and that the 2 gates coming, he adds in his own second gateway, just to make sure that he's going to be able to get out an adequate defense. Needs to keep this mothership core really safe as well. Essential that he's got the option to Photon Overcharge, and ooh, he's put a sneaky pylon in, but Harstem finds it. So, that's 100 lost minerals for nothing. Kiwi now getting down. His Stargate preparing to try and mix things up, find a way to deal with this 2-gate stalker aggression. Robotics facility on the back of this for Harstem, and Harstem does have a proxy pylon somewhat close to his opponent's base, although he's not attempting to apply any pain as of yet. So, waiting for this stalker just to come and check some things out, see what's happening. Stalker count is currently 5 to 2, which is a fairly big advantage. However, Kiwi does have in his possession a sentry, and that means a force field, which is always going to be good. So, waiting now to see if the stalkers try and dare go up. The probe sees one of them, but only one stalker isn't too scary. Gets pushed back a bit, but 3 more now found. When he sees 5, he may be a bit less happy, unfortunately, though. That generally leads to some bad times. So, where does Kiwi go? The answer's not too far, because he's getting an Oracle out, so he's happy sitting here on one base, waiting, biding his time, and seeing the stalkers outside of his main. He's just like, damn, that means my Oracle is going to come and wreck your probe line. And that is not a euphemism. Mothership core, sitting back at home for Harstem, though, will be able to Photon Overcharge. There's warp gate tech done and 2 sentries there. However, sentries are ridiculously vulnerable to Oracles, being light units with not much health. They just melt, painfully so. The Oracle running up towards the probe line though, doesn't know the sentries are there, so he can't work out where them yet. Photon Overcharge instantly triggered. 2 kills come out. The Stalker's going to try and intercept, but can't do so. Couple more kills down on the low ground. 5 workers and a living Oracle is generally considered a good use. It's really important that the sentry gets about 6 to 8 kills minimum to justify its worth. But as long as it doesn't die, you end up obviously with an Oracle that can still potentially deal some more damage later. Potentially get some utility through with things like the Revelation or the Envision, depending if either are needed. And so you haven't wasted or lost those resources. They're still there on the map for you. Coming back in, Kiwi going to be trying to get some more damage against Harstem. But note Harstem, he's got his Stalkers in position. He's adding in a double Stargate of his own. So he's mixing things up. While over Kiwi's side, he's adding in a couple more gates, his natural base, and also that robotics facility. But it's really important to factor in the fact that Harstem had his natural base down sooner, which has given him just a couple of worker leads. He's about 1.5-ish workers up. Maybe about 2 overall now, but that's still a good advantage for him. There's that Revelation, wants to get a good little peek on where are the Stalkers, what kind of units are here, where is he moving them. And while that sentry didn't do any more damage, it's giving vital scouting information to Kiwi. Kiwi now sitting back comfortably with his natural base up, adding in some additional gases. But look at the Phoenix production. We've already got 2 coming through. That Oracle isn't going to have much more fun. And he knows it. He's backing out. I'm not sure if he actually saw the 2 Stargates. Yeah, he can. He can see it thanks to this Revelation on the robotics facility. Twilight Council on its way out now from Kiwi as well. So he's teching up, adding in photon cannons just to make sure that he's secure at that natural base should this Phoenix production really start ramping it up. Oracle tried to get a couple more kills but wasn't able to do so. They're still just sitting on 6. And yeah, I'd say this game has stabilized quite nicely. And we're going to be getting comfortably into that mid-game to see whether these Phoenix are going to do well and really what Kiwi's going to have planned with Charge and the Templar Archives on the way. Could be a big Archon play. Wouldn't be a terrible decision. But Harstem, he's adding in the +1 upgrades for ground. He's still adding in more Phoenix, of which he's got a fair few, up at 6 already. Being very aggressive in the air. Harassment potential is through the roof. But there's so many cannons down now. It's going to be hard for Harstem to pick off probes even if he wants to. So that's why he's teching up, heading towards those Colossi. Adding in a couple of additional gateways to just spice things up. And yeah, I'm very happy with Harstem. And Harstem and Kiwi are both looking fairly level. A couple of feedbacks go on those Phoenix, and this may seem odd to do. But feedbacks on the Phoenix basically makes them useless against anything that isn't in the sky, because they can't lift anything. Really hinders their ability to harass, really hinders their ability to swing the way a ground engagement goes. And so Kiwi should be very happy with themselves. A couple more gateways coming down now from the green Protoss player. Meanwhile, Harstem in the blue has got his first Colossus in production. Extended Thermal Lance, not yet started, but he is about to level out those upgrades, where Kiwi, for the moment, has a slight lead. These Phoenix going for some damage, managed to pick off a fair few workers. 7 in total have been killed by Kiwi, Harstem managing to pick off 6. 7. Level things out, but giving himself a big probe lead thanks to just that earlier natural base. 51 to 46 probes in a PvP is substantial. It's noticeable in terms of the advantage it gives you. The army composition though from Kiwi is very strong in the mid game. These Archons are very tanky, they dish out a nice amount of damage. But late game, once the Colossus count starts rising, they become less powerful. And that's really where Kiwi needs some kind of transition coming through. Another probe gonna die there, some more damage being done. In terms of total resources lost, Kiwi losing just under double that of Harstem. But he gets his third base up fractionally sooner. 10 seconds doesn't make the biggest difference. But what may is Harstem now pushing across the map. He's got a small army supply lead at 63 to 55. The upgrades are equal, although only for about another 30 odd seconds thanks to Chrono Boost, when Kiwi will go 2-0 up against 1-0. The third though, that's the target. Harstem wants to take that out if at all possible. He's used the Phoenix to harass in here, trying to keep the army back, made the Photon Overcharge get used, and now he's going for some more damage. Force Field would be useless because of the fact that the Archons are there, but a Time Warp still offers some help. The Phoenix for Harstem have pulled all the way back. He's in full retreat here from the third base, unable to snipe it off. But back at home, he's taking some damage from Zealots. The third should be safe. With these Phoenix coming over, they can just lift up the Zealots and pick them off slowly but steadily. Gonna stop them doing any more damage. A second lift gonna be required, which is always annoying, but in the middle of the map, Harstem getting outflanked, chased down by these charge lots. This is an engagement that Harstem does not want to take. No Mothership Core with his army though, means that there isn't the option to mass recall. Just stutter stepping back, trying to get as much damage as possible done with that Colossus. But Kiwi should now be more than aware. He's got Harstem out of position. His army isn't anywhere to try and stop this. And Kiwi is going to be trying to take out the third of Harstem. He does have a Colossus coming through now, but the main army of Kiwi joining in with this nice little fight. He's down a bit in overall army supply, but this Colossus is in some trouble. Double Voidways coming through as well. Harstem attempting to bring his army back. He finds some proxy pylons on his way. It's essential that Harstem keeps this third base up. Lifts the Voidway, able to take that down with the two Voids. But the Immortal going down isn't the end of the world. Harstem, though, losing this Colossus could very well be. The army supply still in Harstem's favour, but he's got to make it work for him. So much of his supply tied up in these 5 Phoenix that it really reduces how effective he is on the ground. And losing that Colossus hindered him even more. Mothership Core now dies. The Phoenix are trying to help, but it's the Stalkers that are the big damage dealers up against these Voidways. The Archons joining in the mix too. GG, well played, and Kiwi takes game number 1 of this best of 3.